On today's episode, we will be discussing a really important topic for today's generation and our generation, which is empathy.
Yeah.
How, why, how do we do this? How do we create empathy? So, Namita, people get confused between the words empathy and sympathy. So, the difference is really complicated, and we're going to explore those too. But the other day, I was having a really rough day, and, I've been sick, and there was some other stuff and deadlines and stuff. And then I was telling somebody, and they're like, it's okay, it'll get better. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it will get better, but that's not what I need. And that's sympathizing, like, oh, bichara, it's okay. And then I called you, and you're like, you know what? I'm so unwell, and I don't have house help. And you were just in my shoes, and you were empathizing with me in the way that I needed it. And so the empathy, and that's the key difference, people. Empathy means getting into somebody's shoes and truly getting what they're saying, instead of saying, don't worry about it, giving a little sympathy. So I don't know if I made that clear. That's what the difference between empathy.
Oh, they say, oh, I'm so sorry. I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the
Yeah.
support that we need normally comes from empathy, right?
Okay, do we really want to break it down? Like, what exactly, now since we have already spoken about what it means, then do we really need to tell that how you can be empathetic or how to develop these skills, or it's a natural thing, Simrit? It comes with age? I don't know, right? So it's very easy to say, oh, you have to be empathetic, but not everybody is able to do that.
That's right. That's right.
Right?
I don't think that it's something that you cannot develop. I think our selfishness in this day and age is taking over, and we do not empathize. So let's talk about like something bigger, like politics or like religion. And you say, oh yeah, people should, and we become very judgmental, which is why people say they don't empathize. Like, we don't empathize with people from other religions, from other political point views. We don't try to get into their shoes and go, what are they really talking about? And this is when breakdown of communication happens. When we empathize and sit there, we can still have a different point of view. Don't misunderstand. But when we're not even listening to them, we're never going to empathize with them. So the judgmental nature is stopping it. The selfishness that I am always right blocks empathy. So what do we need? So I feel that empathy can be developed. What do you feel about this?
Yes, but over a period of time. Like you have to
cultivate.
grow up seeing it. I think you have to teach, not like directly teaching, but yes, if you are doing something, and if your kids or your friends or anybody who is observing you, they feel it, they can connect with it, and that's where it starts. That's where you actually, Simrit, yes, here comes this incident when I was with one of my friend, and then there's something happened and then we were just talking, and there was another friend who was sitting next to me, and like, she was, before the friend who met with this incident came, she was like, oh, I feel so sorry for her. I feel like so pity. I mean, and all those things. Then I have to tell her, listen, you don't have to say these things to her. Okay, we'll not talk about it. We'll just sit. We'll just listen to this. To our friend. We will not say anything. We will just quietly.
Yes.
Exactly. We will not straight away say, oh, exactly, hi Bichari. Oh, why you did not do that? Oh, you should have reacted like this. This is so bad of you. Oh, you're such a timid. Oh, you coward. This is what the initial conversation with both of us were having. Then I had to tell her, don't do this. Okay, we'll just listen. So I think this happened, and when a friend came and we were talking, and then when I'm so glad that this friend of mine actually didn't say anything, and she observed, and she's like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. And it was gone totally opposite. And when I was saying, yeah, I think, okay, whatever you've done, fine, that is what you could do in that moment. There's nothing wrong in that.
Yeah.
And then, but maybe you should have
changed. Yeah.
maybe you should have tried the other way around and all that. And the other one, and the other friend was listening, and like, and then we kind of like, this meeting was over, and she came to me. Oh, that was very nice, how
Yeah.
we could make her feel better
Yeah.
without even finding mistakes in her decisions or whatever she's done wrong. And she was like, I never knew we can actually deal with people like this.
Oh, wow. So that's interesting. She had never had an empathetic conversation. And these
Exactly.
are well-intended people. These are not bad people,
Exactly.
but they're well-intended. So yeah, so let's start with what a great example to start the discussion on how to develop empathy. Let's talk
Yeah.
about that because guys, we always talk about parenting issues, and one of the things is teach your children empathy, and inclusivity starts with empathy, right? So let's discuss on how to develop empathy. So you've told the point number one, Namita, like what you did with your scenario, which was practice active listening, right? You're
Yeah.
listening, you're not like interrupting, you're reflecting on what you're listening to, and then giving suggestions instead of jumping right in, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
See, wait, that is the whole point. Listen to understand, not to reply.
Yeah.
When someone talks, you need to focus entirely on the words, the person, your tone, body language,
Yeah.
and not interrupting and straight away coming to a conclusion. Oh, ये क्यों नहीं किया? ऐसे बोलना
Yeah.
चाहिए था.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And then you reflect back what you heard.
That's
So
right.
you're saying you felt out that's how you felt. Oh, that is what happened. Oh, you felt scared. Okay,
So the other thing is that point number two is when you're practicing active listening, you be genuine in your listening. So
yeah,
sympathy can be even without genuinity. You go, somebody's passed away, you say, hi, I'm so sorry. But you're not empathizing, you're just saying the correct words at the time. Be genuine in
exactly.
your approach, and that creates empathy, right? You're curious
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the other person, you're open minded, you're like, okay, what's going on here? So when you practice active listening and genuinity, where you're genuinely interested in the other person and curious about them, your empathy starts developing.
Yeah, yeah. Putting these questions like asking, how did you feel
Yeah,
at that moment?
that's
Oh,
right.
it must have been hard for you.
Yeah,
How did you
yeah,
work on that?
right.
So those kind of that curiosity always, and these are like open-ended questions. We should always have a conversation with open-ended
Yeah,
questions so that the person can actually express himself completely.
yeah.
And again, we always talk about putting in the other's shoes. Again, I
Mm.
know it's not everybody's cup of tea to putting themselves in the other's shoes, but
Mm.
it's not that hard also.
No, it's not that
Okay.
difficult. No, just
It's
when,
just,
and it comes with, like where you control your own emotions before. So the first reaction, so my nature is different. My friends could be a little more passive, and I'm like, why didn't you reply back or whatever? But you got to manage your own emotions first, right? So you and me, we're
yeah.
more aggressive, we're more confrontational. We don't worry about what people think about us, but not everybody is like us, right? So when we're sitting with friends, we got to manage our own emotions. We got to control how we would react in that. We have to see from their point of view what works for them, right? And that's also practicing empathy.
You don't have to be in the same situation. Maybe some other situation you have been in and you felt horrible about it. Just like, yeah, I understand. I've not faced something like this, but I face something different. But I understand how a person feels. But this is how you somehow find out a way to relate it, and it's not that difficult. We human being knows how to relate. It's
Yeah.
very very basic. We can relate to anything and everything if needs arises.
And
So
also
yeah,
I think the biggest thing is when you practice you practice empathy, you start becoming empathetic towards yourself as well. When you practice
yeah.
self empathy, and it creates a different, because you allow yourself to heal in many ways as well, and then that allows you to not pass judgment on others as well. So I think one of the key things is that just keep trying to develop this empathy, and it helps. But it also will be great as a parent, because when your children see you empathize, somebody's parents passed away, or someone's met with an accident, or somebody has a disability, our children will watch us, and they're like sponges, right? They even teenagers, even older, they see you being empathetic towards somebody, and they will learn from that. They will become more empathetic with time, and then it's a snowball effect. If you practice empathy and give it out there, there will come a time, we're all human beings, where you will need it. And it works two ways. You're creating a ecosystem of kindness, empathy, warmth. And that's really what it's all about, isn't it?
Exactly. End of the day, it is what it is all about. So, what is our takeaway today, Simrit?
I think our takeaway is that empathy builds strong relationships, guys. It improves communication. It helps navigate conflicts, which will always happen. It creates a better place for yourself, an ecosystem, like I mentioned, and helps us talk about feelings, which helps our mental health. So empathy is so important, people, and there's a lack of it in this world.
Yeah, these are like you have to keep in mind whenever you are with your friends, or these thoughts in mind: understanding, listening without judgment, kindness.
Yeah.
Even it was not convenient to you, but you still were able to.
Yeah.
Right.
Sincerity.
So I think over a period of time, the empathy will become a habit.
Yeah. It'll become second nature.
Yeah, and not a task that you have to learn.
So I really think our takeaway should be practice empathy, develop methods of creating empathy, and you'll see the relationships in your life get stronger.
I guess that's all on Talk to Us today. Do let us know what you think about our today's episode in the comment section, or anything you want us to discuss further, any topic. That also you can mention in the comment section, or you can email us at hello@talktoustoday.com and let your friends know where to find us.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to stay notified of our videos every Friday at 5 p.m. Thank you for joining us and Talk to Us today. Remember to talk about Talk to Us today. Keep smiling, keep laughing, and keep talking, and keep empathizing, people. It's really important today. Thank you. See you guys next Friday. Have a good week.